Hey, this is Shiraz, and before we get started, I just want to let you know that when I clear something for someone, when I cause a shift, I tend to yawn and cough from the energetic shift that happens. I don't know why it happens. It's just how my body works. And if you don't know that, you're going to listen to this video and go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You might still think that, but now there's more of an explanation. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you hear something that you can absolutely relate to, when I cleared for them, you can get it cleared for you too. Just say yes when they're saying yes, and it works. I have people that watch these videos every morning to get stuff cleared. This can be your new morning habit too. Okay, that's enough for that. Let's get on with the video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get a great shift out of it. See you soon.
So yeah, for me, I'm a full-time student. I'm looking to start a business. And I've also sort of applied for jobs and things. And I mean, I've had zero success with the jobs. Basically, when I have the interview, the Zoom connection gets cut, and then I have to turn it into a phone call, something like that.
Okay.
And then it's pretty tricky. And I'm actually a bit nervous that when I actually start my business, and offer events through Eventbrite and all that, I'm afraid that the Zoom connection will get cut or something like that might happen. And also, I'm pretty nervous because it's the first time I'm starting a business and no one has actually done that in my family. So I'm a bit nervous about that as well. Yeah, so basically as far as money is concerned, it's not really flowing at all. There's no inflow.
Okay. So do you regularly have problems with the Zoom connection? Or is it just coming up during the interviews?
It actually has happened with two of the major interviews. Basically, it was either the final stage before getting the offer or something like that. I think two of them I had major issues, as in I got dropped off the call and I couldn't actually connect back on because my computer actually froze up during the. That was one time. Beg your pardon? I didn't hear.
How nervous were you during the interviews?
How nervous was I? I think I was I was a bit nervous, but then I wasn't extremely nervous or anything, and I spoke calmly at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, the reason I'm asking is because we do workshops every month. And the thing that I've discovered is if you don't want the connection to be there, you can sever the connection. And I'll be talking to someone, we'll bring up a topic that they don't want to have to deal with. And you'll watch them get choppy and sometimes drop right off the call. Oh. And the signal will be perfect while they're watching everyone else. As soon as I start talking to them, it's just like, oh, no, I don't want to go there. And they'll cut themselves off the call. People are powerful. You can affect your connection through Zoom based on what's happening. So that's something to keep in mind, especially if you normally have a great connection. It's only happening during your interviews. Part of you doesn't want to be in those interviews. So it's just like, you know what? I'm just going to drop out. Right? That's facts, 100%. She's seen it. She's experienced it. So.
Yeah, and it's really weird because they're when I go to my university's career service, they tell me I'm an excellent candidate on paper, all of that stuff, but then it's just not working out. I'm never getting through the interviews, and I'm quite frustrated, frankly.
Okay, do you want a job?
Well, it's a bit tricky. The thing is, I'm studying at the moment. I also want to.
I'm going to stop you right there. As soon as you start to say it's a bit tricky, the answer is no. Okay. So if you don't want a job and you're going to job interviews and you find out that you keep getting dropped during these interviews, the jobs aren't going anywhere, it's because you don't want the job. Okay. So what do you actually want?
Well, what I want most is to start my own business. I was only looking at the job as a way to sort of give me enough money to sort of do things like setting up a website and all that.
Okay. Right. And that's fine. If you're in this space of I'm just going to take this job for the extra money for my business, but the joy is of the business, and the job's just going to fund the business, you're more likely to get the job. But it feels like, oh, I've got to get this job and I've got to do this stupid job just so I can fund my business so that I can get on to do what I really want to do, but I just have to take the job. And so there's not a light energy to that. So what's the business?
Oh, so the business is actually offering public speaking online courses, and then also offering some face-to-face coaching through Zoom or in person. I mean, in person is looking impossible here, but I mean, yeah, probably through Zoom or some online platform.
Okay. And you've tried to start the business?
Well, I'm actually currently working with some business coaches. Like every week, I sort of meet up with them, and then I show them what I've done. So, like last week, I created like a journal, and basically gifted it to them and suggested they sort of try it out. And so they're going to give me some feedback on it. And then this week, I'm going to create flyers, and I'm going to get feedback on that type of thing.
Okay, but what have you created to actually do the business as opposed to flyers to promote the business? Like, do you have a business in mind, like what you're going to take people through, like some sort of a course or how the coaching is going to work? Do you have that all mapped out for yourself?
Well, I have an idea of it, and I'm sort of doing something each week. So I actually have a sort of system, like a 9-step system that I'm for public speaking effectiveness. And then I have like a 4 piece system, which is for, once they master the 9-step system, there's the other system. And so that's what I want to actually take people through.
Okay, so you've got your business, you've got your system. Do you want to put people through the system?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not completely true. Is the system wonderful?
Well, I need to test it with people
Okay.
to tweak it and finalize it. So the thing is, I want to test it with people first, and then tweak it as I go along to make sure it's actually meeting their needs.
Okay, so when are you planning on testing it?
Well, I think that's basically the next step after I create the flyer, then I put that on like on the Eventbrite page, and then after that, I use that to bring people to sort of like meet with me, and then I can actually test it on them.
Okay, are you charging people as you're testing the system?
No, I'm going to initially start out free while I'm testing the system, and then start charging them for like say one-on-one.
Okay. Okay. So it's interesting because I'm still confused as to if you're going to be offering this for free, why do you need flyers to promote it?
Well, because the thing is, even if you're attending a free event, there's still a cost associated with it, the cost of your time. And so even for free events, I still do read the caption and see what actually they're offering, whether it's something that would add value to me, because I'm still going to I'm still giving up time, right? Even if I'm not paying for this, I'm still giving up.
I get that, but maybe I'm confused. What are these flyers as opposed to just the description of the event?
Yeah, well, basically, it was suggested to me that I create that I create these online flyers using like Canva or some such tool, and I myself am a bit confused, like with some of the suggestions I get. Like I'm getting all of these suggestions, and I'm trying to implement them, and to some extent, I'm not sure whether they will necessarily work out. It's all a matter of testing it and finding out.
Okay, so it's interesting because it's like you're delaying and delaying and delaying this business, right? So what is the big fear about starting this business?
Fear about business. I don't know whether I'm afraid of potential failure or success. The thing is, I have only like a small amount of I have only like $400 or something in my account, and so the thing is, like if I have too many failures, then I'm afraid it will drain to zero, basically.
Yep.
In that sense.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you're afraid that the business will fail, you will keep delaying the start of the business so you can delay the failure. And it'll just look like things aren't coming together, and I keep getting different information, and I have to keep changing, and I have to keep testing, but it's just that way I don't have to actually start the business and possibly fail. Right? If you have your methodology, you've got your plan on what you're going to do with people, the easiest thing to do is go to a networking event, start talking to people, say, I'm offering this for free. And people will say, hey, if it's for free, I'll try it out with you. And it doesn't cost you anything except time, just like you said. It doesn't cost them anything except time because you're going to talk to them during the networking like this is what it is and it's free. Do you want to try it? Right. So, and it doesn't cost you any money to advertise. You're just showing up at a free networking event. Like there's a lot of ways you can do this. It doesn't cost you any money. But and I'm not saying stop doing what you're doing, but I'm just saying if what I'm feeling is you're creating excuses so you don't have to step into the business fully. And that way you don't have to worry about failure. There's also a money component, but let's start with the failure. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to delay the business as much as possible so you won't have to fail?
Yes.
Now, with the money part, does your family have a lot of money?
Actually, my family is well off. But
Okay.
yeah, the thing is, I'm not. And the
Okay.
thing is, like, yeah.
Okay. So if your family's well off, but you're not well off, when did you stop being well off like the rest of your family?
Well, it's about being independent, right? Like you can have
Mhm.
parents who have money, but then like you need to have like money as well, right? You need to
Yeah.
start earning. And the thing is, like,
Yeah.
I haven't actually managed to land a job or actually earn a significant amount of money. I just had a part-time job which didn't really last, and that's about it.
Okay. So is it hard to earn money?
Mm. For me, it's been very hard to actually find. Yeah, for me, it's been very hard because I have not succeeded yet.
Okay. Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that it's hard to earn money?
Yes.
In order to earn money, does a boss have to pay you?
Mm, not necessarily. That's only true for if it's a job. If it's a business I'm starting, then it's the customers who pay me.
Okay. So not all of that was coming up true. So what can happen is that you can create a belief that the only way to make sure you make money is to have a job, which means someone else pays you. And having a business is not the same thing. And this is a very common belief out there. That's why most people have jobs because they think that's the safe way to make money. That's the guaranteed way to make money. And people are finding out that's not true because you can get fired or your boss can make big mistakes and take the company out. So all sorts of things can happen. So let's just clear that one. Are you willing to step out of the story? In order to make money, you have to have a job and someone has to pay you.
Yes.
Okay. And what if you started to make money in your business? How would you feel?
Pretty un, um, incredulous. It'll be unreal.
Okay. So if you're not going to believe that you can make money in your job, you're going to make sure you don't make money in your job because it just feels too weird, too unbelievable. So are you willing to step out of the story that it would be unbelievable if you made money in your job, in your business? Sorry.
Yes, I'm willing to step out of it.
Okay, something's coming up with one of the first stories I told. If you charge people for your services, do you have to get great results every time?
Um, no, not necessarily, but yeah, I mean, I'm a perfectionist, and it's actually
Yeah.
affecting like other aspects of my life as well. Like when I'm as a student, sometimes I procrastinate because I'm like very much a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So like that's a problem there.
Okay. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to stop being a perfectionist. Okay. You have to be willing to do things, do them messy, do them badly, and do them wonderfully and do them great. But if it always has to be perfect, you are not going to create your business. Again, that's another reason to delay your business over and over again until it's perfect. So are you willing to step out of the story that if you do your business, it has to be perfect?
Yes, I'm willing to step out of that story.
There's so much resistance coming up right now. What will people think of you if you're not perfect in your business?
They'll think I'm mediocre.
Okay. Are you okay with some people thinking you're mediocre?
I'm trying to not get people to think I'm mediocre.
Okay, see, here's the thing. You have to be an allowance for people to think you're amazing, you're mediocre, and you absolutely fucking suck. If you're not an allowance of those, you will not create your business, because that's what's going to happen. The more and more your business grows, the more and more people you get exposed to, the more chance there is that someone's just going to hate what you do, right? I work with thousands of people. Most of them love what I do. Some people think, yeah, he's all right. And some people fucking hate me. But I'm an allowance of all that, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't have grown my business to where it is. You're having a big reaction to this right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you willing to step out of the story that you cannot allow anyone to think you're anything less than perfect?
Yes, I accept that some people are not going to like what I do. I think I stink, and that's fine with me.
Okay. Here's the thing. I want to go all the way to the other side, though. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure no one hates you? Ouch.
Yes.
Okay. How's that feel? Better, worse, the same, or different?
Yeah, it does feel a bit better. So yeah, I've generally been feeling okay, but then it's sort of like I just feel sometimes guilty about myself because I'm a perfectionist and I'm sometimes procrastinating on starting this.
Yeah. One of my mentors used to say, anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly. Right? Because most people say it's worth doing right. And she was like, no, because if you keep trying to make it right all the time, you may not end up doing it. But if you're willing to do it and it might turn out badly, then you'll do it. And then once it turns out badly, you'll say, you know what, I can fix it by doing this. And then you do it again and it's better. And then you do it again and it's better. And that's the process that gets you success. That's how you make progress. But all the perfectionists out there are the slowest moving business people in the world, and most of them never get their businesses off the ground. I had one person come to one of my classes where I'm teaching people how to do what I do. And he was talking about, well, yeah, I really want to get my business of energy work up. And so that's why I'm learning this modality. I said, oh, you want to do it using energetic magic? He goes, well, no, I've already taken 11 other modalities, but I have to make sure it's perfect. I have to have all the angles covered. And I'm like, most people can start with one modality. You're up to 11. And I guarantee you, after he got the 12th one, he went on to a 13th one because he still didn't have it perfect. Okay. This is what perfectionists do. You've got to be willing to take action and fail and mess up and succeed and do wonderful and everything in between.
So how do I get rid of perfectionism like in the future? How do I totally get rid of it?
You have to work on the beliefs creating the perfectionism, but also start getting into habits that aren't a perfectionist habit. I have a program called the Monthly Magic Program, and we work on both sides of it. We work on creating habits through an app, and we work through getting rid of the beliefs through monthly, semi-monthly sessions like this with a whole group of people to pull all the crap out. And so you get the stuff removed, you start going through your life, some of the crap starts to come back, you get it removed again, it takes a little longer to come back, you get it removed again, and eventually it just doesn't come back. And that's how the Monthly Magic Program works. And yeah, it's a cool thing. And we've just added the app. The app is actually being added for January so that we cover the forming habits area as well as removing the beliefs. So it's going to be twice as powerful starting in January. So that's what you have to work on, because your beliefs create everything, creates all these results for you. All right. And there's business knowledge, but beliefs actually trump that, because you won't use your business knowledge if you're stuck in beliefs. And sometimes you don't need the business knowledge, because once you get out of the beliefs, you just attract the person that has the business knowledge and they help you with your business and everything takes off. But the beliefs are where it all starts. Okay. How you doing?
Better now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for playing.
Thank you, Shiraz.
Okay. You're welcome. All right. I was hoping to get to Janice, but we're over. So I want to quickly go to this. All right. So you just had a demonstration of energetic magic. Can you fix things yourself? Absolutely. But results may vary. If you're not trained to do it, you won't be able to spot those beliefs in other people, and you don't know how to clear them properly once you do spot them. Do you know how to make things stick? I just went through how it takes time to get changes to work. And can you even find your unconscious beliefs? I know for the big ones for me, I can't find them because my subconscious hides them from me because it wants things to stay the way they are. So I have to go to other people. And how much longer do you want to wait? Do you want to stay in this pattern of your business not growing or your business not being created? So what just happened? We had shifts in a couple of people. And I guarantee, and you can throw it in the chat, if listening to the stuff I cleared for those people had a shift for you, put a Y or a yes in the chat. Because whenever we do this as a group, there's always what we call like the splash zone. All these other people get affected by the one person. Okay. So you felt the shift. There we go. Some more people saying yes, yes. Yeah, I like the yes. So, okay. So this is how it works. Each belief system is like a Jenga tower. And what we just did was removed some of the blocks out of the Jenga tower for specific beliefs. And when this happens, you can actually see a shift in your reality. Things can become different. But if you don't continue to remove those blocks, you'll end up back at the first tower. The blocks will actually get put back in. So you need consistent removal of the blocks, and until you get to a point where you've removed enough that the tower falls. And when that happens, reality stays shifted. Okay. And I found this is like getting out of an addiction. You have to remove enough blocks and consistently and over again. Sometimes we're going through the same belief over and over again because you put blocks back in the meantime. It usually takes around 6 months to get fully into the new reality. And this is why sometimes you could be at an event and you think the event was mind-blowing and shifted everything. And then a few weeks or a few months later, you end up back where you were because you only got to step 2 with some of the blocks removed, but not enough. And then you went back to step 1 as you put the blocks back in. So are you ready for a new reality? If you are, I have an event coming up this Friday at 1 o'clock called Clearing the Negative Energies and Limiting Beliefs of 2021. So general admission, we go 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. We're going to be clearing out a whole bunch of beliefs in those 3 hours. People have come out of this with illnesses gone, with more money showing up within weeks, with better opportunities, even relationships getting better, just from being in this event. Now, some of them, we pulled out that key Jenga block and the whole tower fell. Others, we didn't. We pulled out a few blocks, and then eventually they slip back. So I'm putting this caveat here. You're going to feel changes. Will the changes stick? That's up to you. Early bird tickets are $47 right now. If you want to come as a VIP, then we have a second session, 4:30 to 6. This is Eastern time. And it's going to be a smaller group, more intimate, going deeper and clearing up more crap. There's also an event on January 3rd at 1 to 4, again, aligning to the energies of 2022. It's the perfect follow-up to clearing the beliefs. Now we've got those out of the way. Now we're going to align to the next year. And you get that as part of a VIP. And then there's a full day success class coming up this Saturday, January 8th, where you're going to learn practical techniques and belief shifting going on there. And that's 197. Now, right now, because you're here, you can use code NYESAVE 2020 and get 50% off. So general admission becomes $23.50 and VIPs, I think it's 98 something. Let's get there, 98.50. So I'm going to put the links for that and the code for that in the chat if you are interested in attending. And again, the other thing is you come on New Year's Eve, and then if you come on January 3rd, and then you come to the full day class, you're getting hit and hit and hit, pulling so many Jenga blocks out, the bigger chance of the tower toppling just within that first week. For some people, that's what's going to happen. For other people, I have a program where I'll talk about another date to make sure the shifts continue, not just for the current beliefs, but beliefs you haven't even thought about, beliefs that'll come up at these events where you're like, oh crap, I got to shift that too. Oh crap, I have that too. My goal is to help you shift out of as many as possible. And again, this takes about 6 months as a process. And you can go to other events, and some of you may have, and found, okay, it's caused a shift, but then you lost it. That's because it does take time. And when you're willing to put in the time, you're going to get the results. So that's it for me. I'm going to stick around for a couple of minutes to answer any questions. If you don't, thank you for coming out. If I get one out, can I upgrade? If more money? Yes, you can upgrade. I'll have an upgrade link at the event. Okay. There we go. But thank you for coming out. I hope you got a lot out of this, and I hope to see you at New Year's Eve.
Thank you, Shiraz. Love you.
You're welcome. And if you are in the monthly magic program, which is the program I'm talking about already, all those people come to New Year's Eve for free. So,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Free. Nice to know. Okay, good.
Thank you, Shiraz. I have one question.
Yep.
So I wanted to know, with regard to like what I was saying about offering those free programs. So the thing is, like for me, I was wondering, like at what point should I basically start with free programs and then like quickly bring in the paid programs once the system has been tested, so so that I'm not like offering my courses for like free for an extended period of time.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you decide on a number, how many people you want to put through the program. And when you do the free program, you preface it with these people saying, look, I want to put you through the program for free, but what I would like is if you get a lot of value out of it, you give me a testimony. And then all these people coming through give you testimonials, those go straight up onto your website. So now you run the program again and you've got all these testimonials from it. And it's the, what is it called? The premiere, or there's a word for it, but it's going out of my brain. But it's you do it at a discount, right? So it's like half price because it's the beta or the launch, the program launch. So here we're doing it at half price. And so now you get a whole bunch of people coming in at half price, and then you get testimonials from them as well. And then from there, you go to the full price launch, and that's just the regular price that you keep going. But this gives you the debut. Yeah, the debut works. I think the launch was actually the word I was going for. But anyways, it's that way you're getting value out of each group. It's not just testing. It's now you've got assets, and you're improving the system as you go with each iteration. So just do that. But if you've got the system going, you can start right away. You can just grab a bunch of people and start in January. Right. The first time I ever did coaching, I grabbed 7 of my friends. I coached them for a year. I got huge testimonials from them, and then I started my business. Now I don't go a year; it's usually 6 months, like I've been talking about. But this is the method. I keep accumulating testimonials.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thanks for the insights, and thanks a lot for your help earlier on as well, Shiraz. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, cool. All right.
Oh, this guy is like, I did the same with my friends, but I charged them.
Okay, you can do that too. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like. And if you had a shift of your own, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Also, check out the description for energetic magic events that you can attend every single month. Be well, be aware, and be magical.